In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on April 12, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Atlanta Braves versus Miami Marlins. The Atlanta Braves are headed to Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida, where they will face off against the struggling Miami Marlins. Atlanta currently holds a 7-4 record for the season and ranks 3rd in the National League standings. On the other hand, Miami is languishing with a 2-11 record, placing them at the bottom of the National League standings. Last season, the Braves dominated their series against the Marlins with a 9-4 record. In the previous season, the Atlanta Braves excelled against the Miami Marlins, particularly in terms of the run line, finishing with a commendable 9-4 record. Looking at individual matchups, Marlins pitcher Trevor Rogers has struggled against the Braves throughout his career, recording a winless 0-5 record with an earned run average of 6.03 and 35 strikeouts across 7 appearances. Conversely, Max Fried has excelled in his last 5 starts against the Marlins, boasting a 3-0 record with an earned run average of 2.86 and 23 strikeouts. Atlanta's success hinges on improved pitching, especially given the lackluster performances witnessed from their staff in the initial weeks of the season. The loss of Spencer Strider to a UCL injury deals a significant blow to the Braves' rotation. Max Fried, in particular, has had a rough start, enduring a mere 2/3 of an inning in his debut, followed by conceding 8 runs in 4.1 innings against Arizona. Nonetheless, the Braves find solace in facing a struggling Miami team that has endured a woeful start to the season, securing only 2 victories in their first 13 games, with an unimpressive 0-7 record at home. Rogers' propensity to issue free passes could play into Atlanta's favor. Initially, I contemplated betting on the Marlins given the attractive odds, especially considering Max Fried's early struggles. Rogers, too, is a talented pitcher who earned All-Star recognition a couple of years ago. However, the historical dominance of the Braves over the Marlins, coupled with Miami's lackluster performance in the first 13 games, swayed my decision. Fried is likely to turn the tide sooner rather than later, especially considering Rogers' lack of success against the Braves. Therefore, the Atlanta Braves to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. As of Thursday, the Atlanta Braves have witnessed a strong trend towards the over, with a 7-2-1 record in their first 10 games of the season. Leading the majors in scoring, the Braves average an impressive 6.9 runs per game, with an average total of 11.2 runs per game leading up to Thursday. On the road, the Braves maintain their offensive prowess, averaging 7.2 runs per contest, although their average road total drops slightly to 10.2 runs per game this season. Conversely, Miami has seen an 8-5 record for the over in their 13 games this year. Despite ranking 23rd in runs per game at 3.62, Miami's average total this season stands at 9.54 runs per game. At home, Miami averages 3.43 runs per game, with an average total of 10.72 runs per game. The Miami Marlins currently hold an over-under record of 8-5 this season, whereas the Atlanta Braves stand at an impressive 8-2-1. Last season, the Braves and Marlins collectively boasted an over-under record of 11-2. With Atlanta's potent offense, coupled with a belief that Miami will also contribute to the scoreline, the Braves are expected to carry the bulk of the total themselves. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas City Royals versus New York Mets. The Kansas City Royals are poised to seize the series lead as they take on the New York Mets in the opening game of their 3-game interleague matchup on Friday evening. Riding a 7-game winning streak, the Royals have been formidable offensively, racking up an impressive 28 runs in their last 3 outings. Their strong hitting against right-handed pitchers this season suggests they'll continue to perform well at the plate in this game. Additionally, Severino, who struggled in his recent home start against Milwaukee, could face difficulties against against a Royals team he struggled against in the past. Despite his 3-1 record versus Kansas City, Severino has yielded 13 runs over his last 3 starts against them, indicating he might struggle to contain their offense. The Mets, winners of 5 of their last 7 games, have also been productive offensively, tallying 29 runs in their last 3 contests. However, they might find scoring challenging in this matchup due to their subpar batting performance against right-handers. Moreover, Wacha, who's performed well in his recent outings for the Royals, presents another obstacle. He boasts a 5-3 record against the Mets and has allowed just 3 runs in 2 starts. With Kansas City's bullpen also in fine form, they could effectively stifle New York's offense. In their previous series at Kauffman Stadium last season, the Royals dominated the Mets, outscoring them 20-8 and sweeping the series. Kansas City, which struggled in key offensive categories the previous year, displayed an impressive batting average and slugging percentage against Mets pitching, currently riding a 6-game win streak and coming off a sweep of the Chicago White Sox. The Royals have been in top form. Conversely, the Mets had a rough start to the season, losing their first 5 games and posting a 4-7 record so far. Their home record has been lackluster, winning only 46.9% of games at Citi Field last year and losing 5 of 6 at home this season. Given their struggles, mounting a comeback might prove difficult if they fall behind early. Despite being considered the stronger team on paper and playing at home, the Mets are facing doubts, particularly with Severino's recent performance not meeting all-star standards. Wacha, on the other hand, has been solid. The Royals, winners of 7 straight, offer attractive odds. Although the Royals might not maintain this level of success long-term, their current streak makes them a compelling choice. Therefore, the Kansas City Royals money line is our full game side pick. In the last season's matchups between these teams, 2 out of 3 games ended with a score below the run total, with the Mets managing just 2 combined runs in the last 2 games. Their batting statistics at home last year and this season indicate declining performance. The Royals also struggled offensively last year but have shown improvement this season. Given recent pitching performances by Kansas City, particularly limiting opponents to 2 runs or fewer in several recent games, a lower scoring game is anticipated. The Royals averaged nearly 5 runs per game overall and just over 3.5 runs per game on the road. In their recent games against the Mets, they averaged over 6.5 runs per game. Considering New York's home pitching statistics, it's likely the Royals will score below their average in this contest. Meanwhile, the Mets, averaging around 3.5 runs per game and just over 2 runs per home game, might struggle to score against Kansas City's road pitching, which concedes just under 4 runs per game. Based on these factors, a lower scoring game is anticipated in New York on Friday, making under the projected total our full game total pick. Cincinnati Reds versus Chicago White Sox. The Cincinnati Reds are set to kick off a 3-game series in Chicago against the White Sox starting this Friday. This follows a recent loss to the Milwaukee Brewers, where the Reds fell 7-2, marking their 3rd loss in the last 4 games. Cincinnati will wrap up a 4-game series against Milwaukee just before heading to Chicago. Meanwhile, the White Sox are struggling, having lost 6 of their last 7 games, including a close 7-6 defeat against the Cleveland Guardians on Wednesday. Cincinnati's season hasn't begun as strongly as they would have hoped, but they're fortunate to face one of the weakest teams in baseball, the injury-ridden Chicago White Sox. Key players like Eloy Jimenez, Yoan Moncada, Luis Robert, and Max Stassi are sidelined due to injuries, impacting the team's offensive prowess significantly. Consequently, the White Sox rank poorly in offensive metrics, sitting 25th in slugging percentage, 26th in team batting average, and 29th in runs scored, averaging just 2.42 runs per game. This string of injuries has contributed to Chicago's slump, losing 12 of their last 14 games. On the pitching front, Cincinnati's Andrew Abbott has shown promise, with 2 solid outings allowing only 10 hits and 5 runs over 10 1/3 innings. In contrast, Chicago starter Chris Flexen has struggled, conceding 7 earned runs in 10 2/3 innings across losses to Atlanta and Kansas City, earning him a 5.91 earned run average. Heading into this matchup, the Reds hold a 6-6 record and boast considerable talent. They see an opportunity in the National League Central, a division that they believe they can navigate successfully. With a potent offense led by aggressive hitters, the Reds are poised to capitalize on their strengths. Meanwhile, Chris Flexen's track record against the Reds indicates potential struggles ahead for Chicago. Given the White Sox's offensive woes, it's understandable why the Cincinnati Reds money line is a confident pick for the full game. As mentioned earlier, Chicago's offense is struggling, averaging just 2.42 runs per game, while Cincinnati boasts a respectable 4.5 team earned run average. Andrew Abbott, the Red starter, holds a solid 3.48 earned run average, setting a positive tone for their pitching staff. Additionally, the trends suggest low-scoring games for the White Sox, with 4 of their last 5 games ending under the total. Chicago's team batting average of .212 and slugging percentage of .340 highlight their difficulties in generating runs, resulting in a mere 29 runs combined. With these factors in mind, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.